Here's one thing I want to start out with. Landon actually sent me a podcast with Joe Rogan, and he was interviewing MrBeast. Okay, who knows who MrBeast is on YouTube? Okay, you notice the people that raised their hand are lower age than the one that didn't. Okay, just gonna throw that out there. Okay, he started with YouTube at 11 years old. He's now 23. Okay, his main channel has 90 million subs. All of his channels combined have over 200 million subs. There's only like 7 billion people on the planet, right? 200 million total subs. Well, he shared a story that I thought was really fitting for this. He said, and I was listening to this on the way here, he said that when he was like 18, he got really serious about YouTube. 18, 19, he was supposed to go to college. Well, he told his mom he was going to college, but instead of going to college, he was sitting in his car making YouTube videos and editing and researching all day. Well, he had a really small channel. He wasn't really making any money, but he found 4 other people that wanted to do something big on YouTube, and they were also almost maybe as obsessed with YouTube as he was. And so there was 5 of them that all had small channels that were supposed to go to college that weren't going. And what they did is they formed, and they all had very small channels, they formed a mastermind. Okay? They formed a mastermind. And they talked every day about how to scale YouTube. And then within 1 month, all 5 of those individuals had a YouTube channel with over 1 million subs. Now, I'm not going to promise it happens to this group because we're marketing in a niche. However, that's the power of a mastermind. Within a month, you're obsessed about something, and you surround yourself with the right people, and you get the right information, and it just all takes off, right? And so that's what we're here to do. That's why we've formed Power Player Mastermind. Again, it's not all about us. It is simply about the fact that we realize that we can learn more by getting around other people, right? When high-level people get around other high-level people, you get ideas. Some of you already got a big idea over the last few days, or whenever you came in, since you've been here, and we haven't even got to the actual content yet. Like, that's what's special about this, and that's what's special about all of you. The next 3 days, we're going to talk a lot about scaling. We're going to have speakers come up, and we're going to talk about scaling. Okay, well, I want to talk about growth, scaling, specific strategies and ideas that you've implemented and used in your business, whether it's hiring, recruiting, staffing, branding, marketing, acquisitions, whatever it is, a specific strategy or idea that everyone can learn from, that you're just going to give it all away because you're going to bring value to the group. And then you're going to give them that specific strategy idea, and then there's going to be a couple of strategies or ideas that each person takes and they go back and implement in their business because you were open to share. That's what I love about these people. I think it was Tony, and I think I'll say this as Tony, and then Dylan can bleep it out later. Okay, Tony, you know where I'm going now, don't you? Right? He said, you know what's special about this group? He said, the jackasses don't show up. Right? But if that was Tony, not me, okay? I didn't say that. That was Tony. Oh, it was asked? Okay, well, stick with the other, either way, okay. He said they don't show up. Well, that's a testament to all of us that they don't. Because when you get the right people in a room that want to share, that care, that have the right hearts, that see a bigger vision for their life, and they're attracted to all of us, it's a testament to all of us that doesn't happen, right? And so that was really cool to hear. And we don't want that either. We don't. We'll vote and we'll kick them out, right? So over these next 3 days, we're going to talk a lot about scaling, okay? So as we start thinking about scaling, I want you to think about your business now and where you want it to be in a decade. I remember 6 years ago starting on YouTube, no team members, no attention, no events, no staff, no revenue, nothing. I was just selling insurance and then posting YouTube content. And to look at where it's came in the last 6 years is pretty cool. Like, I have people in my life that are like, dude, won't you stop and like actually soak up what is happening in your life right now? And I'm like, dude, I'm so obsessed and driven that, and I was listening to Cardone this morning on when I was running on the treadmill, and he said, you won't get complacent if you're always comparing yourself to your actual true potential. I'm like, dude, that's what I'm doing. I'm chasing my actual potential. And it's so much bigger and so farther than I even realize. And I know it is for each and every one of you as well. Okay, so before we get to a couple fun things we're going to do in groups, we got some fun stuff we're going to do this weekend and change it up a little bit compared to last time. Before I get there, I want to expand your brain a little bit, because when we're doing something like this and we're hanging out, like, it's all about you seeing a bigger vision for your life. Like, I talk about limiting beliefs and lids, and we are the only ones that limit our growth and success. That's it, right? That's it. And so I want to expand your brain a little bit. I want to get you thinking a little bit bigger. I want to get you thinking differently. Some of the things we're going to go through in a little bit will be very unique. But before we get there, I want to ask you a series of questions to get you thinking about your business in a bigger, different light than you may be today. Okay, so number one, and Casey and Lee have already heard this because I was at Blue Cross of Idaho. It's probably loud enough, but I just like it loud. I don't know. Just used to it being loud, I guess, at events and stuff, and it seems so low. I don't really need it for this room, but Casey referred me to Blue Cross of Idaho. They were looking for a speaker, so they hired me to come to San Antonio. Blue Cross of Idaho did, and I gave a 90-minute talk on scaling a company through people and other avenues. And these are some of the questions I led with to get everyone thinking outside the box and thinking differently. And I want to start with those this weekend because we're talking about scaling. I want you to be thinking about how you can scale and do something special in your own life. So question number one, okay, would you rather earn, like blood, sweat, tears, earn $40 million, or someone just give you $100 million? Okay, you notice I didn't use, $400,000 and $1 million, right? Like, the purpose is to think a little bigger this weekend. So would you rather earn 40 or me just give you 100? And these questions will start to make sense in a second too, to where we will realize that you're starting to think about who you are as a person. Okay, so who said, dude, I would like to earn 40? Okay, and there's no wrong answer. Okay, there's really not. Okay, who said just give me the 100? Okay, okay, good. I think some of you raised your hand twice, but that's okay. You got 140. You're really smart. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Next question. Okay, and again, there's not right or wrong answers. It's just who you are. Okay. Because also, I'm not going to give specifics, but I answered these questions differently years ago than I answer them today. Would you rather be the worst player on the best team or the best player on the worst team? Okay, think about that for a second. Would you rather be the best player on the worst team or the worst player on the best team? I think I said it backwards a second time, but you get the idea. Okay, worst on the best, best on the worst. Who said, I would like to be the worst player on the best team? Okay. Who said, I would like to be the best player on the worst team? Okay. You guys don't even want to raise your hand because of the amount of people that raised their hand a second ago. Raise them up, right? Okay. That's okay, right? Be confident in your decision. What's funny is 95% of the room raises their hand earlier, and then everybody else is like, am I wrong? You're not. I can tell you when it comes to I'm terrible at Dylan's position, Cassidy's, Kelly's, Alex's. I'm still halfway decent at Derek's because it sells. However, okay. You were curious where I was going to go there with that one, weren't you? But dude, you've came a long way though. I mean, you are very good at what you do, and that wasn't the case 4 years ago either, right? I mean, that wasn't the case for a lot of us when we opened our agency either, right? Worst player on the best team. That's right. Okay, would you rather $1 million or 1 million followers? I got some oohs and some ahs, Lee. $1 million or 1 million followers? Okay, I want to expand your vision a little bit this morning before we get to some of the fun stuff that we're going to do in a second. Okay, we've been planning this out this weekend in really extreme detail for quite a while, and We've put in a ton of hours and time, and it's been really fun. But it's going to be, I can tell you, this is going to go down as one of the most epic weekends of your entire life. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Has nothing to do with the question I ask you, but it's a good side note. It's a good side note, okay? Would you rather $1 million or 1 million followers? Who said give me $1 million? Okay. Who said, some of you are still raising your hand. Who said give me 1 million followers? Okay. Yeah, real ones. Yeah, that's right. Whatever that is. I'll take real ones. Dude. I mean, goodness gracious. You give me 1 million followers and we're probably doing $100 million. Just going to throw that out there as a little side note, okay? Next. But also, too, though, some of you are like, dude, I don't want to keep putting content out to the followers, so maybe you should just, or you don't know how to monetize it either, maybe, right? So maybe the $1 million is the move. Would you rather pay a team member $30,000 and develop them, or pay them $50,000 with little to no development needed? Okay. Again, there's not wrong answers. You guys think I'm trying to trick you with all these? Tatiana's giving me a grin, like, what am I supposed to say here? Okay. Would you rather pay a team member $30 and develop them, or pay them $50 with little to no development needed? They're never perfect. There's going to be some development for all of us, right? But you get the idea. Okay. Who put 30 and develop? Okay, who put 50 with little to no? Okay. I can tell you after, and again, there's no wrong answers, but after building, but I'm about to make you wrong, just kidding, okay? After building and working with staff every single day for 5-6 years, give me the 50 with little to no development needed all day long. Okay? Even if I don't have the 50 to pay it. Watch what I say there. Even if I don't have the 50. Because if we want it bad enough, we'll always find the 50. That's what I've learned. I'll just tell you this. We tripled our budget for this event on some cool, crazy stuff we're doing. And it was easier to pull the trigger and make the decision quickly because I'm confident in our ability to go get the money later. I just am. I just am. And all of you are like that. When Tracy gets his back against the wall, right? The annuity giant gets his back against the wall, and he's got to press on and figure it out, right? All of you are that way. You wouldn't be in this room if you weren't that way. You will always figure it out. Okay, next. Say you have an event that you're hosting and throwing, and you need to sell 2,000 tickets. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Right? If you could give someone $50,000 in exchange for 10,000 interested people, would you do it? You got to sell 2,000. If you could give someone $50,000 in exchange for 10,000 interested people in your event.
How much a ticket cost?
Well, if you sell 2,000 tickets.
No, but how much is the price for each ticket?
Well, let's do some math. Okay? What do you think it should be? Say your event's a lot less than 10x, so don't use Cardone type figures, okay? But let's just say.
I was going to say, if it's $20,000, I'll do it every day.
So you need to sell 2,000. Let's just say that people buy the 2,000 tickets from the 10,000 interested people. Let's just say they cost what? $200?
Okay.
$400,000. Right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to sell them for more than $25. Right? Okay? Well, it's your event. I don't know. Details delay, Casey. Come on now. Right? Okay, so who said no? Who said yes? Okay, cool. Well, that too. Yeah. Good. Okay, good. Also, too, dude, building an event, a conference like we are, this will be our 5th year, is the toughest thing I've ever done by far. Not even close. But it's also the most rewarding. And I love it. And we're going to push on no matter what. And we're going to already commit to more in speaker fees for this year than we did last year, and we're still like 4 or 5 months out. Okay, next, would you rather be known locally for your agency? Would you rather be known locally, across your state, or nationally? Okay, locally, across your state, or nationally. I'm also wondering if you two, Casey and Lee, are answering these questions the exact same way you did the first time, or if your answers changed a little. It changed a little. Good. That's good. Who put, I would want to be known locally? Who put across the state? Okay, or nationally? Okay, good. Because you have all of those options, by the way, right? How you brand your company matters with that, right? If it used to be Parisia Advisors and now it's zero BS Insurance, like Brian Thompson, right? That can scale nationally. And it'd be absolutely hilarious Facebook ads, probably. Okay, I'm gonna just throw that out there as a side note. Right? Okay, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your biggest problem in your business, and I want you to write it down. If you had to pinpoint one specific problem, think about the biggest problem you have in your space with what you're doing right now. Okay, write it down. For 2 reasons, I'm going to have you write it down. Think about what it is. It's kind of funny when I ask people, hey, what are you, like, really, what's your strengths? What are you good at? You know, they, like, takes them forever to think of that. But I say, like, weaknesses or, you know, something negative, like, a whole list comes out, you know. So think about your biggest problem. Okay, number 1. If you could pay $25,000 to solve it, who would do that? Yes? No? Okay, and it depends on the problem, right? Depends on the problem. And since some of you, the 25K wouldn't solve it maybe, but 2, when people are up here speaking over the next 3 days, find the ones that are really good at your problem and spend time with them, right? Hang out with them at lunch, take them to dinner, go to whatever, hang out by the pool. Just stalk them the whole 72 hours, okay? Okay, and then last one. This one's a question because I was consulting an agency owner out of Mississippi a while back, and I asked this question, I actually came to this conclusion after just asking some questions, okay? If I could show you a way to spend $2,000 a week, and this may be the wrong room for this because a bunch of you are going to be making more, but we'll see. If I could show you a way to spend $2,000 a week to earn $10,000 a week, but you had to be gone 1 night a week, would you do it? Well, some of these people are making a lot more than 10 grand a week, and they're like, dude, I ain't doing that. Now, that may not be the majority, and some people don't want to be gone 1 night a week, right? I mean, I agree. It would get my attention too, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's 100 grand for $500,000, right, over the course of a year. Well, the reason I came up to that conclusion, I have the question about it, is because this agency owner was spending, let's just call it $3,000 a month to bring in like $15K a month. Well, his strategy was more scalable than he realized if he thought outside the box. And I said, dude, if you thought outside the box and did this, you could spend $2K a week, if you could figure out how to spend $2K a week, and it would actually, based on all the math he gave me, you would earn $10,000 a week. but you have to work more. You have to spend money consistently every single week like clockwork, and you'd have to be gone one night a week. Okay, so maybe I'll share that strategy at some point. Okay, who said yes, I would do that? Okay, who said no, I would not do that? Okay, good, cool. Or some of you are like, at least have another agent do it or something, right? Almost what all my LOAs would do, right? They could be gone, right? Okay, cool. Before we move to the next piece, I wanted to do that because I want to get you thinking about, I want you to get you thinking differently about what you're doing.
Okay, so but how do you go from 30K to like this dude making $1 million? You know, like that's strong. That's what clicked.
So, just first off, I think a lot of people when they start the insurance industry or they start working in the insurance industry, they think it's to be a lot easier than it is, right? Because everyone that's trying to get you